NDC in a certain posture, and this goes to the NDC government and the leadership. Reward the right people. Reward the right people.
When you say reward, what do you mean? They have worked,
you see,
in opposition, so reward them, even if they are good enough.
That's what the word, listen to the word, reward the right people. I didn't say reward the people. There's a qualifying word. Reward the who? The right people. Who are the right people? Kwame, if on any day somebody invested his time, his money, his intellect to help you win power, then after securing the power and in making your appointment, you tend to neglect the very people who sacrificed their all.
The right people could be many. You can't reward all of them.
Let me tell you, there is something I would dove my heart out to former President Kufuor and Professor Mills. I love trend analysis. And you see, when Professor Mills was making his appointment, he was not listening to people. Whilst he was campaigning, he was supporting those who were working hard. I remember there was a lotto agent in Ghana who was an informant to late President Mills. He could tap into the people. Fine, the people are many in the party, but as a flag bearer, at times you must find an orthodox way to know the truth. So reward the right people to keep the soul of the party alive. Because don't forget, Kwame, it is a party that gives birth to a government, not vice versa. Government doesn't give birth to a party. A government doesn't give. It is a party that gave birth to you. Mami na woba, papa woba. So when you take parenthood, it is a female people who conceive and deliver the baby. So that is why you must always pamper a woman, because they go through a lot. So you see, you can succeed as a government and have a weak party structure. Kwame, I was in MPP. The very thing happening now today. Some of us started telling President Kufuor 2017. People were complaining. We had a de facto prime minister. Without him, you couldn't get appointment under Kufuor. Same may be happening today. Open your ears and reward the right people. You see, don't let the party become demoralized. God forbid. But should the NDC goes into operation 2028, President Mahama will never feel it. You know why? He will be on the same terms and conditions till he dies. What about me and what about the other people? Till today, if he go into opposition in 2028, President Mahama, the vice, and all those people, the key people, they will never see poverty till they die. But there could be somebody in Western or Bono, Ashanti, Northern region. They spent their all. This, and you see, what I'm seeing today is that because many people are anticipating appointment, they are quiet. Many people, because they are looking for it to get this bottle, nobody is talking.
Beauty, you're not suggesting that the right people are being overlooked.
Many it's happening, and everybody is quiet in the party. Many people are not talking about it. Many people are not talking.
I thought what I've rather heard is President Mahama giving the opportunity to the people we saw working hard. Really? That's what I have heard.
You are in the media space, so we are in the political cycle.
Obviously, there's something you saw that I did not see.
That is why I'm speaking in parable. Yeah. I'm speaking in parable. You see, as a president, right, at times you may not even have access to the people who may give the right information. Do you know that when you become a president, certain courses you are not allowed to pick unless you allow yourself? Some people who used to meet you in opposition, now it will be hard for them to have access to you. Let me tell you something former President Kufuor did, and maybe the current president may take you from it. President Kufuor had a certain telephone number that he used to call people unorthodoxly. He'll be there, he will call you. And this happened. This is like I was in MPP, then I knew. It happened. You'll be there, you receive a call, who Jack is calling you. And you'll be tapping into information. Are we seeing that in the NDC government? I think it's a big
I do not know.
I'm saying it's a big no. So at times, look, many people who gave out their all, had access, now there's a blockade. Still create that avenue. Former president,
can they use Julius Zebra to do that?
No, I mean there's a limitation. Kwame Nkrumah did something that was very phenomenal. When Nkrumah was president, per history, every Tuesday or Thursday he would go to his party office and listen to grievances of CPP members. If there's any CPP member listening to the show, they can test if I'm lying.
They are old.
Yeah, so they will know. Nkrumah had a mechanism to keep an interface. Let me tell you, you can succeed on all economic fronts. If your party weak is demoralized, you won't succeed. It is like when somebody comes from your home and say you're a thief. You don't need any validation, you're a thief. But if we take Global Info Analytics research, right, it was the base of the NDC that gave the victory, not floating voters. Take it from me today. People must pay attention.
Because the figures from last 4 years are
exactly
over the same.
So it is the party base that gave you the victory. Nobody should delude himself and say that floating voters did not give her the victory. Because you got 6.2 million to 2020 and got 6.3 million 2024. What does it tell you?
A difference of 133,000.
It means you maintain your base. Don't forget that as a party growing, many people will join as years go by. So if you secure 6.2 in 2020 and got 6.3 2024, it means that you maintain your traditional base to claim the victory.
And added up.
And added the 100,000 could be new members who joined. The party is a growing entity. So from 2020 to 2024, the party grew. It could be exponential or gradually, whichever way there was a growth in the party. Take the MPP. They made 6.7 or something in 2020, declined to what? 4 point something, 38.2. It tells you that the base of the MPP failed to vote, but your base NDC came out in their number. What you must then do is to consolidate that base, so that even if floating
consolidate with appointments.
Precisely. Let me tell you today, if you put a known hardworking rightful party person in charge of key agencies and ministry, do you know what you are doing? The grassroots can align with that person.
Is there anyone who has been appointed who is?
I don't need to tell them no. People are making demonstration all over. I know following.
Because not everybody can be hired.
You see, let me tell you something. Let me take the owner of this business entity and the CEO. It is hard to go close to the owner, but you can approach the CEO. True or false?
Yeah, because the CEO runs the business on a day-to-day basis.
Thank you. So let me take the MMDAs, ministry, department, agencies. It is the operational unit of every government. The MMDAs are the operational unit of every government. So when the MMDAs are headed by people who have direct inclination to the grassroots, your next victory is secured. Look, may I speak prophetically?
Bernard, what do you prefer? Would you prefer Bernard Odrotichi getting the job and getting the job done, so that ultimately the entire nation benefits and decide to give that particular government another term in office, or give the job to right people because they have worked hard?
Don't be a gentility in town home cry. The NDC must not run a gentility in town home cry government. I repeat, and this must be captured for future reference. The NDC government must not run a gentility in town home cry government. And what does that mean?
You are still not telling me who is crying.
Maybe you are not paying attention to the things I'm saying. This is the thing I said in November on your show, and it happened. You are telling me November CTV. I told you something about the MPP. Did it not happen? Did it not? It did not. It did. And I'm telling you what is likely may happen. That don't run a gentility in town home cry government. Don't run a government for everybody to hail you, and when you return home people are angry with you. Don't run that government. Run a government of balance with massive opportunity for the base of the party.
Beauty, let's wrap up on this tangent, and then we can look at other tangents. There are still a lot of appointments still to come. You're a leading member of the party. Can you pass what you have just said in the last 6, 7, 8 minutes? Can you pass that information on to the right people so that these people can?
Let me tell you something. For His Excellency Akufo-Addo government, I was against most of the things he did, because the way he ran the country was awkward. That was what pushed some of us out to believe in an alternative. But let me take you to Professor Mills and John Adumu for His Excellency's government, because I'm doing trend analysis. His Excellency John Adumu Kufuor and His Excellency Atta Mills had a party appointment committee. Both presidents had a party appointment committee, and these were chaired by party people who could make a trace. Now, take former President Kufuor and former Akufo-Addo government in the same MPP. You could see that people though had grievances under His Excellency Kufuor, but it was very mitigated. Why? Because there was a structure that could scrutinize and say that, oh, you have a national chairman, general secretary, party council of elders, forming the national appointment committee for ministers and CEOs. So before a CEO passed through to become a CEO serving an agency, the person might have passed through the party hierarchy. So tomorrow, if let's say BOT is a businessman in NDC, he wants a favor from Kokobot, Gapoha, Ghana Maritime, GRA CEO, because the person passed through a certain vetting. But imagine one day, you wake up one day and somebody is put here, bam. No party influence in getting the person there. Can you get what you need as a party business person to survive? Look, do you know why I like Alhaji Seidu Agongo? Take politics out. He built businesses. And you saw how all of us, when the MPP came, they clamped him down.
I was here.
You were here.
So I saw it with my 2 eyes.
With your 2 eyes. So tomorrow, this person who went through this treatment, ill treatment, survived today, he has to bounce back. How does he bounce back? Alhaji Seidu Agongo should be able to have access to top CEOs. Because when these CEOs are known to the party people, he will know that Alhaji became a victim of a former government. But imagine Alhaji goes to certain top agencies, CEOs, and he mentioned his name, and the person is now about to crack his brain to know who is Alhaji Seidu Agongo. But every right-thinking party member in Ghana, in NDC, knows that he became a victim of political persecution. Now let me take you to His Excellency Akufo-Addo government. Appointment were run from Laboni. In fact, they got to a time that people were taking appointment from National Service Secretariat.
You say it's alleged.
Master, I'm telling you, sitting here telling you what is alleged. I'm here.
Because they always denied it.
And that is the result of 38.2% they took home. They were not listening. People must not be afraid to speak out. Because it may get to a point you can't speak out. Today, when I see some past MPP members talking, I say, you people, you are hypocrites. Because in those times when we're speaking out, you are whitewashing it. Look, Kwame, I want NDC to succeed. You know why?
Tell me.
I played a phenomenal role. Personally, Kwame, I work in 16 orphan constituencies. 14 out of the 16 were won. I want to go back in 2028 to see us winning more.
What did you do?
Me? President Mahama himself, I donated 100,000 to him cash.
You are rich, you're okay.
No. Even the sea receive fresh water. If Alhaji Seidu Agongo may want more businesses to survive. 2, out of the 16 countries, I gave you 10,500 t-shirts each. Not only that, I went in most of them more than 5-6 times, and the results shown. Don't forget, in 2028, I don't have to go back to give promises. I'll go back to give accountability. In 2028, I can't go back to Mpoho, Esikade Keteng, Kwesimintin, Akontombra, Afano South East, Brekum East, Doma East, Zabzugu, Tatale, Techiman South to give promises of what the government will do.
I see the roots. You started from the south.
Exactly.
And the same
everywhere.
From western to western north.
Yes.
Inside Bono,
with my own sweat money, not party money. But in 2028, if I'm going to go back, I can't go back to give promises. I'll go back to give accountability. So when I go to Zazugu Tatale 2028 to campaign, what would then be the impact I have made there? So you see, if let's say all things being equal, you fail to empower me, reward me, and I stay back, there will be a loophole in 2028. Because the energy maybe I exerted in 2024, that energy may not be there in 2028. But me, I want the NDC to succeed for 16 solid years. Do you know why? The NDC is congressional. The NDC is there for the downtrodden. The NDC accept everybody. Look, within few days, look at the way the economy is turning around.
Can you do all you did and not expect any results?
It will take a fool to do that. I don't run an NGO. And the money did not fall from heaven.
You love the party, you're doing it. The party is in power. End of story. I get on with my life.
Beyond selflessness is having the word self. You can't love your neighbor more than not loving yourself. His Excellency former President Mahama was president in 2016, lost, sat home 8 years, came back. Why did he not sit in the house? But he came back to be president again.
He wants to help.
So I also want to help. Let's be real and face reality. Because I want to be empowered, Kwame, to go back 2028 to do more, so that the social democratic agenda of the NDC, who talks about comradeship, equality, social justice, being there for the downtrodden, will be there, so that I want the NPP to be shamed. Do you know my biggest goal being in NDC? I want the NDC to win about 4 consecutive elections. And the only way out is performance and rewarding the right people. Because when the right people are put in charge, Kwame, it will empower and embolden people to work harder. Because you see, Kwame, imagine tomorrow, if you reward people who sacrifice their all and the party is retained in power, do you know what is that? It's a marketing tool for the party. When you reward the right people, you are marketing the party to other people that, you know what, come and do more, and the reward are waiting. Look, Kwame, within a short time, see the way the economy is bouncing back, and the indicators are clear. Treasury bill rate is falling. Our ability to pay domestic debt exchange staff is happening. And I can tell you that in the next 6 months, the economic indicators, Kwame, will be in the positive. Okay? You can have a positive economic indicator, but if the party base is demoralized, they will not sell it. I was listening to Rita Hiaba, the MPP communication officer or director, and he is now bitterly complaining that party communicators were left off the hook, and when MPP was in power, confiscated vehicles were given to scientists or some politicians. Not only him said that, SK Boafu, former CEO for public sector reform, openly said it in Kumasi that confiscated vehicles, auction vehicles, were being given to side chicks, and party people were. There is not me saying it, oh. This is coming from the horse's own mouth. So we must not repeat that. I want to see NDC winning 2028, 2032, 2030, because when you take social democracy, it's a welfare capitalism principle. And I mean, anywhere there's welfare capitalism, it reaches out to the downtrodden. Look, if you take the 2 ideological principles in pari passu, the MPP versus the NDC, the MPP is more selfish political ideology, property owning democracy. It's about select few. So they always think about the top brass of people. But the NDC is a reverse. The NDC is about the masses, the downtrodden, the less privileged, the person living with disability, the women interest group, the unemployed young people. So any right-thinking party member must be bold enough to speak out in such a way that the party will survive the next 16 years.
Which is what you're doing.
Precisely.
Great.
And I will not pretend to be more candid than the Pope. I will because the things I said in November 2023 against the MPP, it played out exactly. I don't want a danger whereby one day the MPP will mistakenly elect a certain leader and will find it very hard to beat that person politically. Any whom the MPP brings, we must consolidate the base of the NDC in such a way that let them bring even a multiple who will beat that person.
In consolidating that base, ultimately it will boil down to what His Excellency also does in office. Can I say that?
Precisely.
He's been in office for 2 months, exactly 2 months this day. Sometimes it looks like he's been around for 2 years, because so many things have happened. I would want to believe that you are following all that he has done.
Why not?
Because of what he told us of having a 120-day social contract with us, and he's going at a record speed. I mean, some of them, if you don't take it, you would even miss it.
Okay.
Let's try to take as many as we can. I mean, I've been giving, our time is up, but I've been given another 15 minutes to finish this up. They've given me another 15 minutes to finish this. January the 7th. March the 7th. You have a piece of paper in front of you which has this information that I have as well. Let's run through it. Would you say, on the back of what he's done in this 60 days, we are getting to that point where you said that in 4 years' time, when you go back to the people and account them, they would give you another note?
Precisely.
Look, tell me why.
Let me tell you why His Excellency President Mahama will not allow him to fail. I said what? Kwame?
You not allow him to fail?
No, because the indicators are so positive for him. Kwame, look here. This Global Info Analytics data released 17th February 2025. And I take you to page 6, direction of the country. As of February 17th, the average positive direction of Ghana is 74%. That is A in Legon. Anybody who has gone to Legon, when you get 74 is A.
I did, so
so you know, right? Kwame, let me take you to the same. I'm comparing two presidents, right? And I'll take you to former President Akufo-Addo. As of 2024, his positive direction was what? I want you to mention it.
22%.
So within a space of 2 months, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has moved from 22 to 74, a whopping 54% positive improvement. That is leadership.
What has he done?
You see, I don't know if it were you on this show. I said that His Excellency Mahama is coming under IRT, Image Redemption Therapy. Former President Mahama came in 2024 under a banner called Image Redemption Therapy because his image was sunk too low in 2016. He did all he could. He built all the buffers, good roads, etc. But his image was sunk. So he went back, sat home and realized that no, the kind of resources I had and the impact I made and how my name was sunk too low, I need to come back and redeem my image. So he came back under Image Redemption Therapy, one, to redeem his personal name, family name, and the political nomenclature called NDC name. And what are the indicators he's using? Experience is what he's using. Today he sit back and the things that could take Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to know in 2 years, he knows in 10 seconds. If you take all the global leaders, he has access to about 80% of them. Within his party, he may know many things. So these are the things playing out. Then again, if you look at his posture, he's quite much more listening as a person. But you see, when you become a president, at times you are cut off from certain reality. Number 4, he has maintained a certain posture, and this goes to the NDC government and the leadership. Reward the right people. Reward the right people.
When you say reward, what do you mean? They have worked, you see, in opposition, so reward them, even if they are good enough.
That's why the word, listen to the word, reward the right people. I didn't say reward the people. There's a qualifying word. Reward the who? The right people. Who are the right people? Kwame, if on any day somebody invested his time, his money, his intellect to help you win power, then after securing the power and in making your appointment, you tend to neglect the very people who sacrificed their all.
The right people could be many. You can't reward all of them.
Let me tell you, there is something I would dove my heart out to former President Kufuor and Professor Mills. I love trend analysis. And you see, when Professor